I want to explain what happened in 1990 when my parents split up, and Des ended up being awarded custody, even though he's not neither of our biological fathers. But Stuart was a test tube baby, so that was never a secret. And then I didn't find out till I was pregnant with Phylon when I was 24. My brother told me, and then my ma admitted it, but like said it afterwards. Sorry, because Stuart said it first. Like, but great timing. Like, when I was pregnant for the first time, and I was actually on the verge of like potentially being homeless, pregnant at the time. Like, even though I was like in a rented accommodation beforehand, but they were kicking us out like as soon as I told her that I was pregnant early on, like to give her a heads up. And she was kicking us out, like, and I would have gone to threshold. It's just that I had more fucking pressing issues than going to make a complaint about the agent. They used to come up once a month to collect our rent in Cabra. Anyway, yeah. So in 1990, Dres and Pauline had domestic. Pauline bolted. Um, and then social workers came to visit me and Stuart, and we were interviewed separately or whatever. And yeah, anyway, I just remember the exact conversation, like what happened and what I was thinking. I mean, at least the end of it, like they just straight out asked me, like in the living room. So me and Stuart weren't in the same room together, and Stuart's 4 years older than me. So Stuart was aware, being I was 7, Stuart was 11. Stuart being 11 was aware of things that I was aware of at age 7, like rape, like alcoholism, like I'd only just had my first time witness experience of domestic violence ever. Stuart was aware of, all these factors, like, fucking parental relationships, monogamous romantic marriages, like going tits up over jealousy and paranoia and low self-esteem issues and like bullying, like. But anyway, so yeah. So in 1990, so Pauline had left just like recently, for the first time ever, and she was the perfect woman before that for me anyway. Like she, fucking being a MacMenman and the artwork and stuff was fucking phenomenal. Like drew like cartoons on my lampshade and all that stuff kind of thing. Like she was the best woman ever. Like, but in like like for the most part, like better than like above average. I mean like exceptional like, compared to other people. Because she was an artist from Donegal, and they're just a totally different type of like breed to like what you get in Dubliners. Like, Des from Coolog. So anyway, but even though my auntie, I mean my granny, Des, I mean not my granny, like, but my the woman that I always thought was my granny, Lily, fucking Casey, formerly Dunn. She fucking performed ballet solo, did like one act, like a piece part of an entire performance solo ballet in the Olympia Theatre back in the day. And Dez's father Eddie, he fought in World War II as a volunteer on the front lines, and came back alive. They were going out since they were like 13 years old, like kind of thing, and they never split up, and they had 9 children, and Des was the ninth. And because they had so many kids, that's before contraception existed. So this after Lily performed in the Olympia solo ballet, one dance scene in the whole show, and her husband Eddie had fought as a volunteer, Irish volunteer, on the front lines of World War II, because he told me himself, like, as I knew them until they died. Lily died years before. Eddie died was about 20 years. Lily died like good through like 6 years prior. Um, lived in Coolock their whole lives. The first people in Coolock to have their own fucking television set. So they were locally famous for having their own first for television set in the entire town. Like, But the Des was the ninth child, so he was given to an auntie and uncle down the road to be raised, and he always felt rejected, and he always had a like issue with his father. As a result, like he didn't hold against his mother, but he held against his dad, because he was alone, and the rest of his siblings were all together in the house with the parents. Like, even though I'm thinking sure the auntie and uncle were perfect nice, and they were only down the road, it was just that literally the case that they just like couldn't cope with another child. He was the ninth of, and several of them are dead now, died of cancer, heart attacks, stuff like that. Anyway, so in 1990 we had just moved from Glyn Drive, Coolock, just around the corner from Northside Shopping Centre, where I was born and grew up. In 1990 we had actually diced around, they'd been dicing around for months and months and months about going to immigrating to Australia altogether. Des's eldest brother John, he's dead, he died first, it's heart disease or a heart attack or something. He lived in Sydney, and we were going to move to Sydney, like we were like, they were talking about it for months, like 8 months or something like that. Like, while we were between houses, we stayed in Eddie and Lily's, like on the Malahide Road, for a good period, like. And then they were talking. And like John and stuff were over, and there was just like I thought we were going to Australia, and I thought that we were emigrating to Australia from Dublin, and I was like having wild dreams. Like I was being shown videos. I saw the little convict Toby and the koala. Rolf Harris is in it, like fucking koala bears, fucking kangaroos. I thought that, I was like, I remember literally thinking in my head at that age, like, if we moved to us when we immigrate to Australia, because at this point I thought we actually were going, that if we emigrate to Australia, that if I get, I literally remember thinking this like exact thought, like that if Des, Stuart, and Pauline all in the same like day, time, period, are all fucking wrecking my head enough. I had like, in my head I had visions of like the outback. In my head I had visions of being like somewhere like a Guy Pearce movie or something. Isolated, you know, like not in Sydney, like not in a metropolis, like. I had visions of being like the outback outskirts, like in a little house, like kind of thing, a Guy Pearce movie or something, like. And anyway, yeah. So I thought, I was like, right, if Des, like I literally thought this myself when we were in Eddie and Lily's, like, if Des, Casey's, if Des, Stuart, and Pauline are all fucking wrecking my head enough for at the same time, like for a period or whatever, I'll just leave the house, like, and I'll just walk. And I'll just walk until I find a tribe of Aborigines. And I'll live with them, even though I don't really like the idea of eating grubs for the rest of my life. But nonetheless, like, I'll just leave the house and I'll just go. When we get there, like, if they're wrecking my head, like, it's just the three of them, like, if they're wrecking my head, like, I'm 7 years old now, like, if they're wrecking my head, like, or 6 years old, like, if the three of them are wrecking my head all at the same time, like, I'll just leave the house and I'll just walk until I stumble upon a tribe of Aborigines, and then I'll live with them for the rest of my life, like, and fuck society. You see, like, but I don't particularly fancy eating grubs for the rest of my life, but yeah, but otherwise, bar that, like, I'll just go live with like the first Aboriginal tribe I stumble upon, like, at 6 years old. This is what I was thinking, like. I didn't realise that we would be moving to Sydney, to a metropolis, like, fucking what, like 1,000 times the size of Dublin, like, plus, who knows, like, yeah. Anyway, in the end, we didn't move to Australia, obviously, since I'm fucking still in Dublin. Yeah. And then, yeah, we moved to, so instead they got a gaff from Malahide, which is like the, you know, similar, like, I mean, like, in terms of like what it looks like to, I mean, like, the view, to where my mum was from in Donegal. But where my mum was from in Donegal and Rusnella, it's completely different. Like, it's entirely natural, it's entirely wild, it's isolated house on its own. And the lake that you see in front of it, like, is a pure natural lake. And everything is absolutely completely natural, 100% natural. And in Seabury, you had the view. Guys, like you had the view of an estuary, but the estuary is like there's like pipes going into like I mean there's like sewage pipes like emptying into it, or not sewage pipes, but you know the big concrete fucking pipes like are going into it. Like it's nothing like fucking Rosella, like where my mum's from, like nice family home. But anyway, yeah, but the view is kind of like a little bit of like, but you have all the mod cons. Yeah, but there used to be like fucking white fucking foam up the top of the fucking estuary, like from coming out from the whatchamagums industrial estates factory. I mean, like big business, big. Oh, I can't think of any of the words, any of them. Yeah, industrial estates kind of in Swords, like at the bottom of Swords at the estuary. There used to be like white froth at the edge on the shore of the estuary, at the very top of the estuary, miles away from like everybody else, like everything else, like